My YouTube people, what's going on? How you doing? Long time no see. Thanks for tuning in, and I want to apologize first and foremost for not, uh, being more consistent with the videos. Just a lot going on in my private life with work and everything, so taking care of a lot of things. But anyways, um, another side by side over here. We got, of course, as always, the Samsung S95B 65-inch right here on the left. As you can see, most people can tell just by the way the stand looks. And then, of course, by the way the side looks right there. And then we have, of course, the Sony A95k right there. So, and most people can tell just by the way the stand looks. Sorry, not a lot of light right there. But anyways, I'm going to turn off the light now so we can see a little bit better picture. Now, I am recording in 4K at 60 hertz, so full UHD. A lot of requests showing side by side with these two TVs. Oh, and by the way, the Sony is also a 65-inch. But people want to see the difference in different picture modes, basically. So I stopped. This is the movie Black Adam, obviously running at 4K. And a lot of people have been asking to make me do, or ask me to do side-by-sides in comparison in like cinema modes and different other picture modes. So that's what I'm going to do. It's not going to be a long video, but I just want to show you right off the bat. Let's go to cinema mode. I'm going to go to cinema mode first on the S95B. Right now, as you can see, it is in standard. We are going to go here. Oh, I'm sorry. Filmmaker mode is what everybody wants to see. I apologize. Right there. So Filmmaker actually changed the picture pretty much right away. It looks a lot more natural than it did. And now I'm going to go to picture settings on the A95K. We're going to go to cinema mode here. So the one thing that I noticed that I don't like when it goes into cinema mode in the A95K is it also like drops in drops a lot more than the S95B. It just dims a lot more in brightness. So that's one thing I did notice. And I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell through the camera, but it looks different. I mean, the skin tones, they do have a little bit more pink, but at the same time, look more natural in the S95B, in my personal opinion. I think that's going to be hard to catch, though, on your end, guys. So, and then on the A95K, yeah, I mean, you get some pink there, but it looks a little, not as natural. And that could be because when you put it in cinema mode on the A95K, it dims it a lot more too. Not really a fan of that. So when you look at the S95B, his hair too, I feel like does have more detail in cinema mode. As you can see there. When you get close, I mean, yeah, there's detail, but it's just darker, harder to see highlights, harder to see how his hair is not as white as it really normally should look. So that's how I see it. Now, over here, like his beard, definitely is a little white. I feel like that might be a little too white. Like it looks like crystal white there. Over here, it's more dim, but I feel like at the same time it should still look a little bit more white. Like I don't know what the intent is of the filmmaker, but that's what they look like. So, that's just like basically skin tones. If you go Let's see. Let's try to find like a cool scene. All right, here we go. So these types of scenes here, right? What I noticed a lot when there's a little bit more color or like more of like a tan kind of goldish scene, which this movie has a lot of. I like the A95K a lot better. Um, I don't know really how to explain it, but let's just go to it and show you. Like it really has more detail. Like, all right, if you look at his wings, right? Like you can see every like little fold, little detail that they want you to see. I mean, look at that. Again, this is in cinema mode here. And then I feel like when you go to the A95K, yeah, you can see them. It is a little bit more blurred out when you get closer though. Look. There's not as much detail. Look at that. I mean, on this wing, yeah, there's a lot of detail, very similar to the Sony A95K. But let's go back, right? And then look. Look at that detail in there. Look at that detail on his wings. So it's kind of hard to tell a lot of times from a camera, even though I'm shooting 4K. But these are just little things that you really wouldn't even pick up on unless the two TVs were side by side, you know? I know 2023 is coming with the new panels. Sony hasn't revealed what their TVs are going to be yet. Obviously, going to assume, just like in 2022, they just followed suit with the S95B panel sizes, you know, because that's basically where they're getting their panels from, Samsung directly. So, you know, they can't really expand beyond that if that's who they're getting their panels from. So, what do you guys think about that right there as far as the detail goes? Do you guys, who has the A95K or the S95B? And why did you choose one over the other? I know the biggest thing is price, as the Sony A95K at the time of this video is still running at $3,000, mostly everywhere. It's for the 65-inch, and about $1,799 for the S95B at 65-inch. So obviously there's a huge price difference. But you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, obviously will consider the Sony if they're looking for the higher build quality and things like that, motion processing, things like that, more more universal settings, meaning, or excuse me, if you more diverse settings where you can actually change the settings a lot more in the picture. It definitely gives you more ability doing that too. And a lot of people will go for the sound quality on the A95K over the S95B. Me personally, I really like the S95B's sound quality. It just has more bass and more stereo sound to it. I'm more of that kind of fan. The built-in speakers that are in the panel on the A95K are more like actuators. And yeah, they do hold bass and stuff, but it does sound a little bit more tinny, in my personal opinion, than the S95B. That's just, again, a personal opinion. I know there's a whole world out there that begs to differ and says there's no way you can think that possibly, but I have the both of the TVs, and I actually enjoy the S95B sound better than the A95K. The A95K is cool when you're watching certain content because how the sound actually moves from left to right, if you know the sound is going left to right in the content that you're watching. But I mean, I don't feel like it's like this huge immersive thing that, you know, is a game changer. It's still built-in actuators. It's, you know, it's not like, you know, full immersion speakers or anything like that, like a surround sound or whatever the case is. So, you know, it's cool to have, but like if I wanted to play music or something between the two through Bluetooth or whatever, I would definitely pick the S95B. It's way better in my personal opinion. So for the sound, sorry to get off subject there, but anyways, Let's flip to some more scenes. And I'm going to try to find like a little bit more action, a little bit more color here, guys. So, did anybody ever see this movie, by the way? And what you guys think? All right, so this is a cool scene in cinema mode. So, you see, all right, the greens is always a big thing for me too, personally, especially when you're watching, I don't know, like documentaries or docu-series, anything that has a lot of natural green forest colors or, anything, big scenes like that. But anyways, look at her outfit on through the S95B first. So you're going to notice, like, even though it's brighter, there's not as much detail in the suit. So you get close enough, right? And then you get a little bit further away. Has a little bit of a blur to it, right? Then if you go to the A95K, I mean, look how sharp that image is right there. I mean, it's just high quality stuff. And you know what? The crazy part is it does change in different modes. So I like to do these close-ups with you guys and show you guys close up because I know a lot of people do side-by-sides and don't really move the camera around. So from a distance, it looks pretty much the same. And then you have to kind of go by the reviewer's word. But I'm just trying to show you in real life, like get up close so you can see. Like look at the detail in that, just to really try to really prove what I'm trying to show you guys what I see on my end. So now you'll go to the red, right here. So the reds are tricky with the S95B because sometimes they look like a burnt orange or hot orange or whatever you want to call it. This is actually looks red, but if you look, it's brighter, don't get me wrong, which I know a lot of people like, and that's what mostly like people are looking for initially when they purchase a TV is how bright can it get, and then after that, how detailed can it get is kind of like the way I think of it. But I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks terrific. But when you get closer, you see like the blur a little bit. Now, let's go here. Is it just more detail in it? As you can see when you get closer. Sorry, I don't mean to move the camera around too much, but it's just more detail. And obviously, it's artificial. It doesn't look, it's not supposed to look like that. And yeah, you're gonna get blur on both panels, but you just do get more detail out of the A95K. And that might have to do with it being lower in brightness in cinema mode as well. And versus the filmmaker mode, which I'm assuming it's the same thing. Let me actually double check that for you guys. So let's go here. Oh, yep. They got the IMAX enhanced, but I think that's more so cinema mode. I think would be more equivalent to filmmaker mode. So yeah. So, just to show you guys a little bit, and so what do you guys think about cinema mode? I don't want to get too crazy about it because I can go on and on and on, but it's just nice to like see what you guys think, and I just want to share my experience. That's all. So now, check this scene out. All right. So, lots of colors here, obviously. Perfect scene. So right off the bat, just looking at them side by side right here as like a still, can you guys see anything on your end what the difference is? Maybe if I center it a little bit better. Right here as a still. Both in cinema mode, filmmaker mode, which is equivalent in my eyes as far as mode goes. Now, what do you think? Can you tell from your end the brightness on the left of the S95B versus the A95K? Do you like that better? Or do you like, just get closer here, or do you like the detail a little bit better here on A95K, even though it's a little bit darker? See how there's like trade-offs? So that's basically my point, you know? You see how like the reds look a little bit different from each other. Sometimes like you see how this area here has a little bit more of a deeper, darker color. Over here, that same area right there is a little bit brighter. Or even the specular highlights, like you look over here. This whole area right here is bright, right? If you go to the A95K, it's not. I mean, it's bright, but the specular highlights are not as lifted. See that? See the difference? So that's basically my whole point on this review, guys. I know a lot of people have been asking for that. I did a review on standard mode one time on my other maybe 2 videos ago. So that was a big one. I know a lot of people were commenting on that one. And then I know a lot of people don't really pick vivid mode, but I know a lot of people were asking for me to put it in vivid. So that's what I'll do. So let's go here. We're going to go to dynamic, which is equivalent to vivid. Sorry. All right. So we're going to turn that off. All right. And then we're going to go to the A95K and we're going to put it, we're going to put it to vivid. So pure brightness right here. It's maxed out basically is what this mode is. They're both beautiful. They look very, very similar. There's not really much of a change. You know, I think actually here's the crazy part. In vivid mode, if you really look really close, look at that, right? Doesn't the A95K actually look a little bit brighter without losing detail? Look at that. Let's get closer. So we're going to get to the A95K first. All right. Look at that. Here's a close-up, even closer. And then we're going to get to the S95B. It looks a little bit darker here. I'm going to back up so you can see it again before I get closer. All right. And then look, get closer to the S95B, as close as I can get without losing color, without losing picture. I mean, they pretty much look identical, but man, I wish you guys were here in person so you can see this. But unfortunately, I can't fit that many people in my room. All right, so now let's go to a different picture mode. All right, and again, this is, I know, only one scene that I'm showing and things like that, but standard we already did. Movie changes the whole game, huh? Look at that. And then let's go to movie on the S95B. I think. Is there a movie? Or I guess is it IMAX enhanced? I guess IMAX enhanced is closest to movie. They look actually spot on the same right now. For IMAX enhanced on the A95K versus movie mode on the S95B. And you know what the crazy part is there's not, so because the A95K has Dolby Vision, it has more color volume, or it can produce more colors than the S95B. I guess that's the best way to put it. So being that this one, the S95B is more of a 10-bit color versus the 12-bit color that the A95K can produce. So, but when you really look close, especially in certain modes, does that really matter? Because look how crazy close they look. Might help the detail of the A95K because of Dolby Vision. But again, does the Dolby Vision, no matter what, default? I mean, obviously, you know, it has to be compatible, but does it default there? I think it does. So, all right. So close up. Look at that. In movie mode. And they both dim dramatically. I personally don't like to watch anything in movie mode. And look at that beautiful detail on the close up on the A95K. And they literally look like they both have the same exact brightness. Highlights and everything. So that's about it, guys. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to just keep, bringing it up and showing all the different modes. If you guys have any suggestions, please put it in the comments, guys. I can't read your mind. And I want to do this for you guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you, YouTube, again, for giving me this platform. Thank you all, guys, for watching and subscribing. My subscribers are definitely getting up there little by little, so I really appreciate all your support. Thank you guys for the consistency in the comments, too. There's a lot of you guys, I can't name them all, that always comment and that follow my channel. And it really, really means a lot to me. You guys really do inspire me, and that means everything to me. So please just let me know what you want me to do. I'll do my best. I'm trying to make the videos a little bit better. And it's a learning progress for me. I'm just a small YouTuber. But I'm hoping that one day, because of you guys, that I can go ahead and progress and be bigger on this platform. That would be my ultimate dream. And I'll do whatever it takes to get there. You guys just let me know what you would like me to show you on these reviews, please. That's all I can ask for. And I really, really, bottom of my heart, appreciate it, guys. So thank you, and I will see you on the next one. And again, please comment, like, subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. And to the whole world, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Take care.